Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9-to-5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.
Hey everyone, I am Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her Podcast. Today on Life Her Podcast, I am thrilled to welcome Antonia Boakye, and an inspiring social media influencer, entrepreneur, mom, and redefining what it means to balance purpose, community, and creativity. Born in Trinidad, and also now based in the U.S. Antonia is turned into passion for beauty, into thriving nail business that's more than just beauty, a spot, and also a space for sisterhood and empowerment. Through her transformation and social media of her being transparent with her presence and inspiring women live bodily and into purpose while balancing motherhood, marriage, entrepreneurship. I can't wait to hear your powerful story. Hey, how are you?
What an introduction. That was amazing.
Thank you, girl.
That was so good.
It shows how lit you really are.
I mean, tell me about it, because I don't, you know how sometimes you hear it, but it's like, dang, that's me.
Yep,
that's me.
You're like, hold up.
Right, I do all that.
Yes, that's you. So can you start by telling us a little bit about your background and what it is like growing up in Trinidad and before moving to the US as at 7 years old?
Yep, exactly. Life, I mean, it's, I don't want to say that I didn't really remember it, but at 7, like, how much do we really remember?
Right.
I came here at 7, or to the US at 7, but growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, I actually grew up with my grandma. My mom came to the States, you know, everybody comes to the United States to kind of the American dream type thing.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I did, you know, come back up with my mom. And since then, I've been from Washington, D.C., and then been like living the rest of my life out in Maryland, Montgomery County, to be exact. But yeah.
Wow. So you've built a beauty brand centered in beauty, sisterhood, empowerment. What inspired your journey from hairstylist to nail salon owner and a social media influencer?
That's so crazy. So ever since the age of 7, I've always just wanted to be a hairstylist. But it's, owning a nail salon was not in the cards. I think God kind of just threw that wild card in there, because I've always said too that I did not want to own a hair salon. So I think that was like the joke that was like, okay, fine, you don't want a hair salon, you got a nail salon. But it all ties in because it's still part of the beauty industry, and it's just something that I do enjoy naturally. I love seeing people feel good about themselves from the most simplest moments. I feel like we are, you know, one of their biggest go-tos when some of their biggest life moments are happening, whether it's from hair or even to their nails. They come celebrate some of their biggest moments with us. As far as being the influencer, I love to share, regardless of what, you know, if it's a tough time, a great time. I just love to be transparent and just share a journey. One thing that I kind of like, I don't know, I guess when you like start stepping into your purpose and realizing what life is really about, I realized that life is not, you know, for our own self, right? It's always for the next person. Something big, something small, it can be very impactful for the next person. So just sharing to let people know that, one, you're not alone, and, you know, it's okay, regardless of if it's good, bad, or indifferent. So
Yes, that is it for sure.
yeah.
So what does the word purpose mean to you and how it has guided your life and career?
Purpose. Wow. What does that really mean to me? It just gives it. it allows for me personally to live intentionally, meaning I'm not just doing anything out here just because, right? I'm
Right.
doing things that are in line with like where either I want to go or the impact that I want to leave on the next person. So everything, it's not like I'm sitting there thought out, writing it out, like I'm going to do this. Well, sometimes it is, but it's more so like, you know, how can it's a forethought before moving into like a decision or before connecting with someone. Like, how can this be impactful? How can this um, serve me and serve them in a way if so and so goes on type thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that.
Hmm.
So you came to the US as a young child. What challenges did you face as an immigrant, and how did those experiences shape your drive as an entrepreneur?
I didn't know what I was missing out on life. I mean, I did.
Really?
I did, but I did and I didn't. But it was like growing up, that I don't know if your senior trip in high school, you all went on like a trip out of the country. Everybody and all your friends, they're graduating and they're ready to go, party and whatever. And my school picked Mexico, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could go. Then I go back to my mom, and she's like, yeah, so you go there, and you're not coming back. And I'm like,
Oh,
what do
dang.
you mean? So that's when I kind of realized the extent of it all. Like, I really wasn't able to do anything. I didn't have my license. I didn't have like driver's license. I didn't have, I couldn't travel, passport. I couldn't get a job. So the jobs that I really worked were paying me cash. I could file taxes, but I had to be paid by cash. But yeah, I mean, challenges, would I say? No, but was it a little tougher? Absolutely. Because where there's a will, there's a way, and it happened. But eventually, I did. I got married at the age of 18, and through that marriage, I was able to, get my papers to move
Okay.
forward. Yeah. So.
Wow. So many immigrants struggle with self identity when balancing two cultures. How did it navigate the experiences, and how did you stay connected with your Trinidad roots while raising your children in the US?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because I wouldn't say we don't have culture, but we do. But it's not in a sense of, I don't know. Are you familiar with like the Ghanaian culture? My husband's Ghanaian, so
Yeah,
it's
yes, a little bit. Yeah.
so they have more like traditions and things like that that they have to follow or that they choose to follow that come from Ghana over to the U.S. if that's where they live their lives. But in Trinidad and Tobago, there's not much of that culture. It's more so like of the food and the family and the things like that. So traveling back home, being able to travel with my children was one of the goals that I always wanted to do. So I was able to take them back home for like a week for spring break and just have them like see the house that I grew up in and like eat the foods that I ate growing up. And then they come back to the US and they're like, "Ma, can you make that?" And I'm like, "I can try." So
That is
yeah,
too funny.
yeah.
So how do you feel now? Because it seems like a lot of people from the US is
Hmm.
actually moving to Ghana and all of the other continents and different things. How do you feel about that now?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And that's one of the things that I've always wanted to do, is just, make going home, I say, like the end goal. Like that's where, you get the retirement home and you get the stuff so that you could travel back home as many times as you want without, the extra expenses, but just setting someplace up to retire. I'm all for it. Do it.
Yes,
Let's go.
it's so dope. I mean, it is. So, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to women, especially immigrant women, who have a big dreams and but limited to their circumstances?
Big dreams, but limited. Don't limit yourself, regardless of how it sounds or what what I guess what comes your way or what you have to face.
Right.
Just don't limit yourself. Don't take no for an answer. I feel like I knock on the door so many times to like one question just to hear no in a completely different way. But at least, like, you keep trying. Eventually you will either say yes, or the outcome that you're looking for in some kind of way will come about. But just the world is, I could, never mind. I'm not going to go there, but like, look around us. There's so many people in power or so many people in leadership that you're just like, huh? So it's like, you could do anything. Just don't limit yourself.
Sure.
Exactly.
What made you choose the beauty industry as your platform for empowering women?
I guess, I don't know. I just felt like it was meant to be. I feel like it chose me, to be honest.
No,
When
that's
I
right.
when I came to the United States, my mom was actually working in a salon. I like to call myself like a salon baby because I was in there literally night and day. As soon as I got out of school, I was in the salon with her. She worked late nights, and I just loved it. And it just stuck. I don't think I've ever tried to pursue anything else, and it worked out. So,
That's good.
yeah, yeah.
That's really good. So running a business and building a brand isn't easy. What is your biggest challenge as entrepreneur and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge is, and I really hate that it's so true. They say one of the biggest challenges small business face is funding. Um, Funding to get started, funding to keep going. It's not easy. They want your credit score to be like 1,000
Mhm.
in order for you to be approved for anything. It's just trying to make sure that you can keep your business afloat and continue to go, has been one of my biggest challenges. I pray to God every day to just keep me for the month and so that I could see the next month, to just provide the things that I need to, make sure my team is okay and business is okay. How do I overcome it? I'm still trying to figure that part out. I'm in the midst of it, to be perfectly honest with you. Um, but if it's God's will, it will be. So yeah.
So your nail salon is more than a beauty spot. It's a community. Why do you think creating a space for women to connect and support each other is just so other than important?
I feel like we look forward to these things, whether it be a getaway from the kids, a getaway from our men. Like, I have a hair appointment and a nail appointment, and sometimes even a wax appointment all on the same day. So you're not seeing me. So it's like we look forward to these days to just kind of relax. Our hairstylists, our nail technicians, even our wax technicians become like one of our friends, somebody that we could just sit down in their chair and I don't know what happens. Like we just feel so comfortable. They know our whole life story at the end of the service.
Yep.
So yeah, I know you know. So to just be able to have that space where women feel comfortable, it's definitely needed, and it just feels good to be able to host them in that way. So yeah.
Yeah. So you often share about faith and self-discovery journey. How has your faith impacted your business and your personal growth?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm here only because of my faith. Um, like I said, having a nail salon was just not in the cards. And again, having the funds and the financing for it, that was never in the cards either. But having people around you that support you, and see the vision for you is extremely helpful. But it has, I feel, and I made a TikTok and it was just like, entrepreneurship, I feel, is more spiritual based. It
Yeah.
if you don't believe in God and you're an entrepreneur, how are you doing it? Like, what are you believing? You're praying to something,
Yes.
someone. Because no day is the same. Every day is just another curveball thrown at you. And while it's cool to go talk to a therapist, of course, I'm not knocking it. And while it's cool to go talk to your best friend, I don't know, you just need someone or something of a higher power that just is like, God, I know you hear my cries. I know you hear me, feel me. I don't know. It's just it's my go-to before I actually go talk to anybody else. Um, it it has grown since becoming a full-on business owner. But yeah, that's all I got. Because it's still growing and going, but it has definitely like evolved. You know, you grow up and it's like, yeah, I go to church, but no, you become an entrepreneur and you're like, God first in everything.
You know, it's so crazy. I just recorded 2 solo episodes, and it was basically me talking about how much God is in your business and how
Mhm.
much your spirituality will stay connected and it'll grow as the years go
Mhm.
by. And a
Mhm.
lot of people don't understand you need that because, listen, the things we go through owning a business is crazy. And a lot
Yeah.
of times people just see the amazing things that we do on social media. However, behind the scenes, it's like we're crying, we're stressed out, we all over the place. We don't want to get out of bed. We don't want to do nothing.
You
We
are
want to give
preaching.
up.
You are preaching. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. People need to, and that's, I feel like that is such an important part of entrepreneurship that people need to talk more about. Like, yeah, you see, I don't know, the freedom of it, but I had to like cry on my face to talk to God about this. Like, oh, Jesus.
Yes. And then your pockets is burning financially. You be like, okay, how am I about to do this? But you got people that thinking like you're so freaking rich, like you got all this money, and I'll be like, let me see what you see.
Please, because where's it at? Because I'm looking for it too.
Yes. So it
Yes.
could be a lot difficult at times. So
Mhm.
with you building your presence on social media, what is your strategy for staying authentic while growing your audience?
So you don't want to like give away too much, right? Like I think there's a difference between vulnerability and transparency. And both can exist, right? But it's
Yes.
like you want to give enough but not give too much. So I'm
Mhm.
sharing my story. I'm sharing literally real life things. Um, but in doses, in pieces. I don't know if that's my strategy. It's just how I'm led to share it, and then that's just how it comes out. And lo and behold, it someone else needed that message, or someone else can relate. So actually, it's God led because really, when things are going hard for me, I'm ready to just like disappear. Like I'm out of here. You're not gonna see me for a few months.
Mhm.
But that's not part of our testimony. You know, God wants us to share even through the storms because when he brings us out, you know, he wants us to share that goodness and greatness too. So it's like if we leave people out of the beginning, how are they really going to know how great he is when he gets us out, you know? So it's just it's just letting God use me.
That
That
is so true. Yes.
yeah.
What do you hope women take away from your content when they follow you online?
That anything is possible. Anything. Like literally, like I can relate to so many women on different life changes or things like that. I mean, just from being an immigrant, like I can relate to the next person or woman who came here as an immigrant. I can relate to a woman who has been previously divorced. I can relate to a woman who um, has co-parented, who now has probably gotten remarried and what that's like and started over with children. So regardless of what, I would love if women just saw themselves in me, but not like to be me, but just to say, oh wow, you know, you're such an inspiration, or that meant a lot, or thank you for sharing, or just, it could be the smallest thing that they can relate to, but as long as I impacted them in a positive way, to just, one, never give up, or to keep going, or, well, that's never give up, but you know, but to try and do hard things, and when hard things and hard times come along, just don't quit, because you'll never see the other side. You just got to keep pushing, like Dory said, keep swimming.
Man,
Yeah.
so how do you handle criticism or negativity on social media, especially as someone who shares personal aspects of your life?
Yes, I pray about it. So this is funny. This is a really good question, because I have been stuck at maybe like 6,500 followers for a very long time. And I talk to God about it. I'm like, dang, like I'm posting every day. Like, what's happening? I see other people excelling. Like, what is it? And to me, and this is how I felt God spoke to me, was like, you not ready. Because with more followers comes more criticism. And
Yeah.
I think he has to not soften my heart, but allow me to respond to people in a way where it's Christ-like, right? Because
Yeah.
I'll cuss you out in a second, right? Previous Antonia would probably
Mhm.
say something negative or say something that just was off the wall. But where I am now, and I want to make sure that, you know, I'm moving in line with God. My responses kind of have to be more led with love, but don't mess with me type of love, you know? So handling it, whew, I pray about it. I do. I do. And I just answer them with, just like how I'm talking, just like how I'm talking to you now, I just answer them as my true self. It might be funny to you, but hey, I'm being serious. Like, let's not go there. But you know, be blessed type thing. So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is so true. So, what or who inspires you to be the most of your life and your career?
Who, what or who inspires me? I would say other women, honestly. Like, just to see them comfortably and boldly being themselves inspire me.
Mm.
To be a great person and business owner, my dad inspires me, just because he's really been the one I've seen as an entrepreneur just make it work. And he's been, I mean, same thing. He came from Trinidad and Tobago, self-taught mechanic, and now he's killing it in his business. But of course, he goes through hard times too. But just seeing him, how he started and how he endures and keeps going and always finds a way, he inspires me for sure. Yeah.
Aw, that's what mindset shifts did you need to make a move from being a hairstylist to becoming a successful business owner?
Oh my gosh, a lot, a lot. Um, you talk to yourself a lot.
You do.
You have to affirm yourself a lot, because when I say, yeah, so it had to go from like, I can't allow negativity or negative thoughts to take over, even though sometimes it sneaks back in, to be honest. But just being able to find different ways to combat those things, different ways to improve, self-development. Um, but yeah, the whole shift is literally just, I can do hard things. And again, back to faith, using the word of God to affirm yourself. Literally, like, you know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
You
Um,
ain't lying.
he's working it out for my good and his glory. Like, you just got to use those Bible verses as affirmations.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. So with you owning a nail salon, what does that journey feels like for you, even when you have staff working in there?
It's hard. Not the business, but just a lot falls on you as the owner. When something goes wrong, when something's not going how it should, something falls apart,
Mm-hmm.
it's on you. They're looking to you for answers. They're, a lot of it is, I feel like I have more children because now
Yeah.
their livelihood is literally in my hands, and that's a lot of weight to carry. Yeah, because even when it comes down to like firing people, oh, like it's like, but this person's story, but then again, it's like,
But
business.
still,
So it's not easy, but again, what really is,
yeah,
So you just again pray for guidance. Pray for how this conversation could go without it, going left, because you never know how someone could react to it.
hmm,
But that is one part I am working on or looking for mentorship in, is just how to make more sound decisions as a business owner, because it's hard. You want to be thoughtful of, your team or
yes,
your client. You don't want to just be a jerk. Although there are people out there thriving off being jerks, and I'm like, how do you do that? It's like you have
yeah,
no heart. So
yeah.
just got to find that good balance. And that is not my strong suit right now. It's
Oh, how
not.
long have you been in business?
So it will be 2 years in April. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you
Yes.
feel that way. I
Yes.
understand now.
Oh, so wait. So tell me, let me in just a little bit. How about you? How long have you been in business?
17 years.
Oh, so you could be my mentor.
Yes, definitely can.
Okay, yes.
So with you feeling that way is extremely, extremely normal.
Mhm.
And it's normal because we go into the business because it is our passion. It is what we
Mhm.
do. We see the vision, we know the vision, and we
Mhm.
know how we want the outcome to be. However, when we in process of figuring out the outcome of our business, it normally doesn't go that way. We're going
Yeah.
to go through a lot of things and we're going to experience a lot of experiences in the
Mhm.
business for us to be able to strengthen the areas where we are weak.
Mm.
And over the years of me being in business, I went in it feeling just like you. I found it hard to fire people. I found it hard to let people keep getting away with things when I know it isn't what I really wanted in my
Mm.
business. The laziness, the mouthing, the lateness, um they will check for you, like as far as analyzing your lifestyle, what you driving, what new car you have, what new house you have, the new clothes you have on, or the hair. They will notice every small thing that you feel that is small.
Mhm.
Even when it's to you doing self-care. When you start doing self-care for yourself, they even get upset about that too. And that's when can I get a raise? I want off today. I helped you get this far. If it wasn't for me, you would not be in this position, for me being in your business. When they want so much credit, they get so much entitlement and all that stuff that comes with it. And also over the years, I've learned not to get close to my staff. Being close to your staff is a huge no, because they get too personal when they're in your life. If
Mm.
they're not going to flip on you today, they're going to flip on you in the future when something ain't going to
Mm.
go their way. A lot of times people have expectations in their mind of you, And once you surpass the expectations that they have given you, that's when they start getting envious and jealous. And you have a lot of expectations on your life yourself of where you see your vision on where you want to go, and they want you just here, but you want to continue to go up, and these are a lot of things that you're going to deal with. It honestly, I don't mean to sound harsh, but it's going to get worse. And and it is. And the great thing about you is that you have a spiritual connection with God, because you're going to continue to need it, because you're going to want to give up a lot of times. You just now feeling that way. I'm telling you, you got like 100 more times in a minute, but just don't give up. Just keep going. You're gonna lose friends and everything. But one thing I do want to tell you is keep your house in order. Your home means everything. Make sure you and your husband stay connected. Make sure you and your kids stay connected. If your home is right, everything in your life will go right.
Amen.
Keep the communication going with your husband. Try to support each other when it comes to your business, and be open minded and open with your ears on giving each other advice to elevate, because it's important, and don't let anyone interfere with that.
Amen. You preaching, and all of it received and heard, and yes, all of it.
Yes.
Because
Yes. If with you being fresh, you can reach out to me anytime. But
and I will. You have opened the door. Okay.
yes, but it's a lot that come with it. You're doing great. You're doing really great. And I love that you are limited with your vulnerability and transparency at the same time, because it's needed. A lot of people, they're going to create an illusion always. They're always going to do it regardless, but they really don't know your personal life, but sometimes it is okay to share a little bit of your vulnerability of your emotions in a sense too, just a little bit, not too much, because a lot of times people use it against you as well.
Yep, exactly.
But who's gonna say your truth right besides you?
Exactly. Yep.
So it's ways to it. A lot of people used to think I shared a lot, but I didn't. I didn't share even half of it, but it seems like a lot to them. So just continue to be inspired and continue to keep that connection with God, because you're going to always need him.
Yes. Amen. Thank you. Yes. Because, oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm just like in the thick of it. Like, I was literally on my face praying yesterday, like, God, what is it? Like, what do you want? Am I supposed to do this? Do you want me to do this? Just let me know. Bring me peace, because it's just it's a different type of load that I feel like a lot of people won't understand unless
No.
you are literally like, you've done this and you've done this. So you understand.
Yeah, you have to connect with people that's going in the same direction on you or ahead of you. Sometimes the friends that you've had for years, they won't even understand. And you may not even be friends with them anymore. I lost just about all my friends. So it's just the elevation of you getting better for yourself. Some people just still be stuck into, oh yeah, when we were in high school, that was high school. Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
when
whole
we were in
different
college,
person.
that was college. I done surpassed all of that by now, and some people just cannot get past it, and don't take it personal. Like, don't take it personal on how those people feel, because they really don't know, because they haven't gotten where you are. But if they start doing the proper things in their life to, catch up with you and get where you are, that's when you guys will start to understand each other a lot better. But some people are unconsciously not knowing, like, this is the right or wrong way because they never experienced success or thriving or feeling motivated or inspired and all that. They never felt that.
That's
So
so
you
true.
can't expect you from anybody. You just can't. It's impossible.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I needed this. God, is that your sign? Is this your sign? Is this what I've been praying for? Because this is the conversation I needed. It is. Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna need it, girl. I'm telling you. So tell me what's next for you and any exciting projects, goals that you're working on that you would like to share.
I don't know if I can share just yet, but hopefully it all works out. But honestly, I would just love to my like end goal of like, you know, why I even started was to just retire my husband. He works a lot, like a lot. And he's been doing that for years. And I just want him to just have his time to pursue the things that he want to do, or he wants to do, sorry. And with, you know, the funding behind it that he needs for whatever he wants to do, because he sacrifices a lot. So, you know, that's just the end goal. And I'm going to just keep working towards that.
That is so sweet. So what piece of advice you would give to women listening who want to step boldly into their purpose but feel afraid?
Talk to God. Talk to God. And then after you talk to God, find people, like you just said, find people who inspire you, who motivate you. Ask them how you do it. And now, when I say, don't make them send you an invoice, but, you know, actually build a genuine connection with the person.
Yes.
You know, because yes, they could be your mentor, but also like people don't want to feel used or just like you're there just to drain them. But like, you know, really connect with people. And surround yourself with like-minded people, because you have to. Just like you said, you have to. You need that community. Yeah.
You definitely do.
Yeah. I think the community of just business owners is just all you need. Like, I mean, you could separate. You have your friends, and then your business owner friends, and then go from there.
And it's possible. It is very possible. It is. So how can our listeners connect with you, follow your journey, and support your work?
Yes. So you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, same names, _Antonia McKella. And then that's on Instagram and TikTok. That's usually where I'm at. But for the salon, you could follow us at Paint Annapolis, Maryland. And then also, of course, if you're in the DMV area or coming to visit, more so the Maryland area, stop in, book an appointment at paintnailbar.com. And yeah, that's really
that is amazing. Thank you. Well, I just want you to know that you can always connect with me anytime.
And I told you, you opened the door. I'm going to be there.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to Life Her Podcast. I have some spiritual advice for you guys. Remember that your gifts and your passions are a part of God's plan for your life. When you operate in purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Trust that God will guide you through every season, whether it's business, motherhood, personal growth, fatherhood. Stay grounded in faith. And know that your work is just for today, but your generations is to come. So always make sure you guys read Proverbs chapter 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Thank you so much for tuning in to Life Her Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and also listen to us on all major platforms on audio, and have a blessed day.
Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9-to-5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.